Juraj Slafkovsky just made Habs history as he has again his best game as a Hab. It feels like we're saying that every week now with a goal, 2 assists. He is just proving that he is not only one of the most dominant young players in this league, he has proven that he is up there with some of the best players as of the last few weeks. We got to dive into all this. Nick Suzuki taking over again, extending his point streak, and the first shutout by a Habs goalie all season goes to Kaiden Primeau. There's a lot of awesome stuff to talk about, so stick around for this episode of Habs Digest. But before we get into the video, guys, you want daily Habs news, rumors, reports, everything surrounding the Habs, this is the spot to be in. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, do it. We're trying to hit 11,000, guys. We're like 400 subs away, and I know if each one of you watching this who hasn't hit that button, we'd more than reach the goal. Jesse, without further ado, let's talk a bit about Slafkovsky, and he made a lot of history. There's a lot of stuff to go over in this video. The first thing I'm going to do, as always, is just flash up the box score. Feel free to pause and take a look. My goodness, even Caufield getting in on the action with a point. Slav with a goal, 2 assists. But let's just focus on Slav, Jesse. We got a few records to go through quick. First of all, this is not breaking a record, but his 71st NHL games, he had 18 points. He has more than that. He has 19 in just his last 22 games. That is insane. Let's move on to the next thing. It's his first 3-point game of his career. He has 7 goals, 5 assists in his last 11 games. Also, 5 goals, 4 assists in his last 6 games. He tied the record with his goal. He was at 19 at the time of this tweet, but he ended the game at 20 points in his last 24 games. That is the most points by a teenager over a 24-game span in Habs history, tied with Stéphane Richer. And finally, he stretched his point streak to 6 games, tied the longest by a teenager in Habs history with Doug Wickenheiser. What else can you say but wow?
Slapzillas has been on a complete war path of late here. He's just showing complete disregard for human life. Goaltenders in particular. Of course, no, we kid, right? But he, of late, what he's doing, like these 19 points these last 22 games is absolutely unreal. We're going to need to start getting out more of the graphs and just kind of tracking his development even more, because this every day he's just taking those incremental jumps. Like just the other day, it was, okay, his first multi-goal game, and now it's his first 3-point game. He just kind of, getting these new personal bests all the time. But again, just so involved with the play, all over the ice, not just the points, but like winning the puck battles, being the first man to the puck, all these things that really contribute to winning hockey, getting our power play going, just every time, just getting to the puck, keeping it going, right? We're starting to see this as just such a common theme right now. Like his sense for the game, his anticipation of being able to know where to be, getting those right positions is definitely translating to the score sheet right now.
I think you made a great point. Like, he's the one driving a lot of the plays, and that's one of the big steps I think we've seen from Juraj Slafkovsky. It's kind of the secret to why he's finally putting up these points. We knew these points would come. We knew he's been playing phenomenally since being put on that first line in December. But the big thing when I'm watching these games, Jesse, I mean, even early in the game, before he put up a point, like we were talking about before the show, I said, wow, he is playing amazingly, because even on that early power play, despite not getting a goal in that power play, Slafkovsky, the puck is going to the corner. It's him versus the Ducks player. The Ducks player has a step. Slafkovsky uses his long reach and pokes at the puck right to Caufield. The next time in the other corner, he reaches over there, slaps the puck back to the point. It's these little plays. He kept it alive for his team to get so many chances. And it's not only that first goal that he set up with Suzuki, he takes it along the boards. He makes a hard cut to the middle. He's realizing he's big. He is slowly, well, for now, kind of quickly realizing how much he can drive the offense on his own, not just as a scorer, but as a playmaker. I feel like his awareness has gone up 15 levels, and this saucer pass he now has, like his ability to pass the puck in these precarious situations through traffic, pinpoint passes to Suzuki or whoever it may be. I feel like, again, Jesse, it's just the fact that we're seeing these improvements on such key aspects of his game so fast is almost unprecedented.
It's amazing to see that now we actually have like a genuine power play now. We see every time that it's being dangerous there. Newhook kind of looking really good there, but it's just really amazing to see him just really kind of taking those steps, because for me, it's a lot of time when I'm watching the power play, things aren't necessarily happening all the time till he gets involved. And even just in past games as well, like things aren't happening until he kind of takes that shot on net. And then from there, okay, now everything kind of starts getting going. He's really driving the play, not just of this game, which is impressive, but now we're seeing kind of consecutive, a couple, games where he's really just putting, his footprint on it all the way through. And it is a giant footprint at this point.
Yes, the footprint of Slavzilla. That's exactly what it is. I mean, and you know what's funny? Like he started this game as a net front presence in the power play. That caught me off guard. I did not expect that.
Mm.
Hey, he set some awesome screens. He's hard to see around, but then they kind of put him back to his more traditional spot, I suppose, as a one-time threat on the offside. But yeah, just amazing stuff. Let's just bring up his stats now. He's up to 27 points in 53 games this season. And again, don't forget, if we just go back to this, he has 7 goals, 5 assists. That's 12 points in his last 11 games, which is absolutely absurd, which means that before this, he was at 42 games with 15 points. So he is just going on a tear. I don't even know what else to say about Slafkovsky. That second pass to Suzuki as well in the power play was unbelievable. And his final goal, he could have had another one too had he corralled there was another one-timer he could have had. And like, this dude was everywhere on the ice. I feel like we could talk about him for ages, Jesse, but we can't only focus on Slav. I want to talk a bit about Suzuki, and this guy now on an 8-game point streak. Slav's on his 6-game point streak. Suzuki's up to 51 points in 53 games, 19 goals, 32 assists. I saw a tweet, I believe, to get his 50th point in the last few years, it came in around his 60th, 62nd game, something like that. This year, in his 53rd game, he got his 51st point. You know, we have talked a bit about, should Suzuki be a 1C on a cup contending team? And, we spark some debate. Sometimes we feel maybe yes, sometimes we feel maybe no. Should there be someone better than him on the team? But at this point, this guy is almost a point per game on a team that doesn't have very much offense. He's one of the better defensive centers in the entire NHL, going to be top 10 in Selke voting, and he's one of the top guys. I mean, maybe not right at the top, but he's an excellent face-off guy. What is not to like? Like, why can this guy not be a number 1C on a contending team at his age as well? Like, I don't know. I feel like, how are we starting to sleep on Suzuki? He's definitely opening our eyes.
Yeah, no, Suzuki is playing amazing recently. Like, how nice is his one-timers of late? Just no mistake. Getting those sauce passes, whether it's from Slav or Caufield, who for sure are kind of feeding him really good right now. And that's definitely helping with this amazing point streak that we're seeing. Like, over the last 7 games, Nick Suzuki is only trailing Nikita Kucherov in terms of points in the entire NHL. Like, he is just putting on an absolute burner right now, and really at the right time where, people are starting to project, the Team Canada lineups, and there has been some kind of speculation about him maybe being on that 4th line center role. And I mean, what a better time to start really playing, making a case for yourself than right now, what he's doing. Like, it's absolutely amazing because we tend to forget, like, Nick is a very young player still. And, it's kind of, he's getting this point where now maybe we're seeing a big uptick in his production, which was kind of always par for the course, always meant to be part of his progression, right? He's always been putting that work. So, as he's kind of, getting into that man strength even more, right? I think we're seeing that with those slap shots. That's what I'm really impressed right now. We've always known him such a great facilitator, but now with these finishing abilities, it's really amazing to see.
Yeah, he's improving too right under our noses. And it's like, I feel like his improvements have gone almost under the radar. Like, don't forget, coming into this season, there were some worries about his face-off abilities. Not worries that he was going to be bad, but like, he just eliminated those. We forgot all about him. His defense ability last year wasn't great. Oh, this year his defense is great again. Some people saying, well, like, his offensive advanced metrics this year maybe aren't as good. Well, it doesn't matter. He's still almost a point per game. Like, he's just doing everything amazing. He said he'd love to be part of Team Canada. Just today, he was asked about it, and I think he has a real shot at it. I mean, you look, two-way guys, Team Canada always really values them, whether it's Patrice Bergeron, the guy we always compare him to, whether it's Ryan O'Reilly, who had a great chance on Team Canada as well. They really value these leadership roles, these guys who can do exactly what Nick Suzuki does. Before we end this video, Jesse, we got to talk about a couple more things. Cayden Primeau, the easiest shutout you're ever going to see. That's the first shutout by a Habs goalie this year. Monty didn't have one. Neither did Jake Allen. Cayden Primeau with 13 saves in his first start since like early January. Attaboy Cayden Primeau. And Brandon Gignac, his first career NHL goal. The Bell Center went wild. I mean, some nice, I guess, underdog sort of stories to end this game before the Ducks got all loser mode and started trying to hurt our players.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What a story for Gignac, right? Like, 26 years old, you're battling, you're there in the AHL, you're wondering, am I in the right career? But he really stuck to his guns. You get your chance in the NHL, and this wasn't his first good game. Like, he's been putting in a decent body of work over the last couple now. I'm wondering if he's starting to kind of make a spot on this 4th line, because I think there's a place for a really high energy guy with a lot of speed that brings a big compete level. His size seems to be a non-factor when he's really all over the ice the way that he is, showing a little bit of skill there at the finish, going top Chiefs for his first NHL goal. Definitely a nice way. He was pumped up. The whole Bell Center was pumped up. It was really special, right? And you have to think Marty, definitely has like a soft spot, himself coming into the NHL at 26 as well, paying those dues, so I mean, it's just a wonderful story, and it's kind of cool on the Habs that we got a couple guys like this.
Yeah, 100%, especially with RHP being out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Gignac, I know he's a center and RHP's a winger, but he can still fill that role very, very well. That, like, it feels like you're almost watching RHP at times. It's like a little bit of Gallagher in him too. It's just the way they are. I mean, I know the style. Gignac isn't as gritty of a player, I guess, as those two, but it kind of feels like you see him just flying down the ice before your eyes. It's amazing. And again, shout out to Cayden Primeau. I know the Ducks put up maybe the worst performance against any team playing against Montreal this year or last year or in the last 5. I don't think I remember a team playing worse. Maybe San Jose once. But that was rough from them. It's all right. Cayden Primeau gets a shutout. A shutout's a shutout. When you look back on this game, you're not going to say, oh, well, the Ducks were... No, you're going to say, congrats, Cayden. You did a great job. There's a lot of stuff we could talk about more. Love Slaf, love Suzuki, so much more stuff. What do you guys think about this? I know we're going to see lots of Slaf love comments down below. But yeah, I guess we just got to end it there, Jesse. That'll do it for this episode of Habs Digest. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back here every single day with all your breaking Habs news, rumors, and reports. I'm Josh Gosse, my co-host, Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.